My name is Angela McKoy. I am 49 years old and I am a retired Chief Petty Officer from the United States Navy. Life before the military was very difficult. I came from humble beginnings. I grew up in a small town in Huntsville, Alabama, in the projects. I joined the military in the 11th grade. I decided to go into the military in the 9th grade when I found out that my parents, my mom in particular, was not going to have enough money to send me to college. I didn't want to stay in Alabama, and I wanted to find something that could get me out of the predicament that we were in. In the military, I started out as a chef, and I didn't like the long hours, so I decided to cross-rate to become a police officer. As a police officer in the military, I did personal protection for presidents, for Chief of Naval Operations. I conducted special operations with enemy combatants, worked in Cuba, and several other different spots that I really can't comment on. Transitioning out of the military into civilian life for me was very difficult because I grew up in the Navy. I went into the Navy at 17 and I retired at 38. So I spent my entire adult life in the military, and it was very difficult to come out and try to find a job that I could actually be fulfilled in, like I was in the Navy. I sustained several injuries leaving the military. In fact, some of those secret places that I talked about, I hurt my back and broke my hip. The mental anguish that you go through in the military after spending 20 years and several tours at war, they can take a toll on you, and they did take a toll on me. The military changes a person. My battle with getting benefits from the VA took me 10 years. I started out with being lowballed at 10%. So after spending 20 years in the military and having 3 back surgeries and a hip surgery, they said that I was only eligible for 10% of the benefits, which I thought couldn't be possible, having spent 20 years in the military and 13 years away from my family to include my children. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have the help that they said was provided. Fortunately, I tried to help myself and put in my claims on my own, having read what was on the websites or whatever literature they provided. And doing that, I got total benefits, all my benefits, 100% total and permanent benefits. Well, now I'm living my best life. I spend my days with my dog, Sasha. I'm catching up on my reading. Right now I'm reading Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. I go see plays. I just went to see Hamilton. I try to spend as much time as I can with my children, with my family, things that I wasn't able to do prior to retiring. As of now, because I didn't want any other veterans to go through what I went through to try to get benefits, I volunteer 3 days a week at the Woodrow Wilson Knightdale DAV, which is Disabled American Veterans. And what we do there, we file claims so veterans past and present can get benefits and not have to go without. What I would tell any young person going into the military are to make some goals. I made 3 goals when I went into the Navy. The first thing I wanted to do was to retire from the Navy, which I did. The second was to make chief before I retired, which I also did. And the third and most important thing was the reason why I went into the Navy in the first place. I got my degree. I got my 4-year degree before I retired. What I would say to a veteran is that don't give up. Don't ever give up.